what they think has gone wrong.
Well, look, I think David will agree with me on this. It is very easy to have a background quote that's anonymous, give a false sense of consensus inside a campaign. I think that 99.9% of the people inside that campaign are working 24 hours around the clock to try and help John McCain and Sarah Palin, get to the White House. But I think what's more important is that it has become a little bit of a distraction in this last week, and that's something that no campaign can afford, given that you have so many few precious news cycles with which to hammer home your message. So I think you've seen a quick pivot today, and they're back on message, and they're hammering Barack Obama on the economic issue.
Roland, what do you think it says about the McCain campaign, and do you think they have pivoted? I mean, John McCain kind of referenced it almost today on the stump, saying, we may not agree, but it makes it fun.
It says that this is an absolutely dysfunctional and schizophrenic campaign. You have Palin aides attacking McCain aides on Politico. Then you have McCain aides attacking Palin on CNN.com. They're constantly at odds. And then, of course, you have Palin, who goes out with Elizabeth Hasselbeck, brings up the clothes again after that was buried. And then McCain makes the comment today. I mean, when you're spending more time trying to quell stories like this and not focusing on the issues, your campaign is in trouble. And I think when you see the distinction between the two campaigns, you have Obama on one hand, who is focusing on boots on the ground, getting people to the polls. McCain is still fighting to make sure he has a consistent message every single day. That's the problem with less than a week left.
David, do you agree with Kevin that they've moved on, or with Roland that it is a sign of schizophrenia and a breakdown?
I think the McCain campaign just hasn't been well run. I don't think it's dysfunctional, but I do think it's demoralized. I do think Kevin is right. There are tons and tons of people in the McCain campaign are working their hearts out to put him in office. They're still fighting hard, but I think everybody knows now, yes, he's making a valiant effort in Pennsylvania, but when you're behind in Florida as a Republican, you're behind in Ohio, where I am tonight, and it looks now as if Ohio would be close or be maybe a 3 or 4 point Obama victory. When you're that far down, it's easy to be demoralized. What you have to do is, I think they need to cut this crap out. I think it's ridiculous that they're going after her this way, and fight as hard as they can, but they're in a very, very uphill place.
Finally, we're running out of time, but just finally, David, on Joe the Plumber, does it make sense to have Joe the Plumber out there? I mean, clearly they must feel they're getting some advantage of Joe the Plumber, but you have Joe the Plumber basically pontificating on every subject under the sun, including, foreign policy now, and saying that agreeing that Obama would be the death of Israel.
I thought last night Anderson would reach the limits of absurdity, talking yet one more time about Sarah Palin's wardrobe. But tonight, I think we even went higher. With Joe the Plumber out there.
But I mean, this is the guy they have out there.
Right. They have him with John McCain out on the trail and offering views about Israel. Come on, give us a break.
Wait, but Anderson, he even said himself, I know so little about foreign policy, I'm dangerous. In an interview with Shepard Smith. Dude, shut up. I mean, it's nuts. Go fix
well, I want Kevin to be able to.
Look, Joe the Plumber, the actual guy, is probably not going to help John McCain win this campaign. But Joe the Plumber, the symbol, will help him hammer home on an economic message. But you're right. I mean,
unfortunately, Joe the Plumber, the symbol, is an actual guy who continues to talk and say this stuff. So anyway, we'll see if he continues to stay on the trail after today. Guys, thanks very much. Good to have you, Kevin and Roland.
Anderson.
David Gergen, thanks.
Thank you.
Still had record numbers of